Good morning, Niagara. You're tuned to Car Connection, where the coffee's hot, the tools are ready, and the talk is always tuned up. I'm your host, Niall Motormouth Jenkins, coming to you straight from the Car Connection workshop, where we mix a little humor, a little know-how, and a whole lot of horsepower. Here it's not just about fixing cars, it's about keeping you rolling, saving you money, and giving you the confidence to understand what's under that hood. From the classics to the commuters, the weird noises to the what the heck moments, we've got you covered. So grab your coffee, sit back, join the crew, because this is Car Connection, your Monday through Saturday morning, 8 a.m. Motormouth drive time, giving you pit stop stories, smarts, a few good laughs, and I'm Niall Motormouth Jenkins, shifting into drive this morning. Well, happy Monday, and my understanding is it is March break, so if you're sleeping in, you'll pick this up a little later on this morning, and you deserve a break as well. It's nice to have a break and to be able to sit back and just kind of, take a deep breath and just let it all out. Yeah, just like that, nice and slow, and you're going, I don't have to get up. I don't have to get on the hamster wheel. I don't have to run like a little hamster, get off, lick the little ball, get a pellet, jump back on for a whole week. Then you realize, oh, the kids are home. There you go. And it's quiet and they're awake. Well, good morning. If you're driving into work this morning and you're not on winter break, March break, well, we're glad to have you with us. We always enjoy our new listeners and visitors to our YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Stevensvilleontheweb.ca, our iHeartRadio, the whole schmeal. So let's get started this morning. I have a hot topic for you, and I'm going to give you a sneak preview. Unreal expectations. Unreal expectations. We're going to unpack what that is. And all weekend, rattling in my head was a conversation that we had on the Saturday morning, if you missed it, on our 8 a.m. till 9 a.m. morning drive with Motormouth Q&A, questions and answers. And we had three really good questions that I unpacked on Saturday. So let's jump right into this morning and start off with let's kick off our morning swiggy together, and we thank our certified financial planning professionals, Tony Miele, Larry Tetro, with 50 years experience as fiduciaries. They're with IG Wealth Management. And folks, I would say this, no excuses. Book the hour and a coffee discovery meeting. Leave your wallets, your purses at home. Nobody's going to be selling you anything. Get your questions answered and get some of that financial cramp off your back. A lot of people are really stressed out about finances right now, and instead of stewing about it, get your questions answered so that you can move forward, okay? And I'm speaking from experience. I've known Tony and Larry for well over 20 plus years. They've been our financial planners for the same, and I'll tell you what, there's not much that you could say or have done that they haven't seen. So if you have an investment portfolio with the banks, I just went by a sign on Sunday, 4% for GICs. You can do a whole lot better than that with Tony or Larry. Trust me. That's pittance. That is pittance money. Get that hour and a coffee and sit down and talk about your investment portfolios wherever they are. If they're with the banks, you need to get them out of there so your money is working a whole lot harder for you than you harder for the money. Dealing with debt, estate planning, powers of attorney, beneficiaries, the whole schmeal there as well. Health proxies, if you have children at home over 18 years of age, are you their health proxy? I'm leaving you with that question. Mortgages and life insurance and critical illness insurance. I have all that taken care of through Tony Miele and Larry Tetro. Let me tell you, It gives you really good peace of mind. When you put your head on your pillow, all those things that we don't like to talk about, including cars, with finances and debt and mortgages and life insurance and estate planning, just get it taken care of. The guys will take great care of you. That hour and a coffee will not cost you anything. So as I mentioned, leave your wallets, leave your purses at home. No one's selling you anything. Get your questions answered by someone who actually has the fruit on the tree. All right, let's jump in this morning with our morning swiggy. Here's how it goes if you're joining us for the very first time. We count it down, whatever your favorite morning beverage is. If you're going through the drive-thru, always, and especially Monday mornings, this is experience. Yeah, 3 Mondays in a row. Didn't get my right order. Got to go back to the tail end of the longest line to get to the window. Or go inside and stand in line in there to get it changed up. So revisit your order, double check it, lock it down in the cup holder. We count it down 3, 2, 1, and we have a swiggy together. You ready? 3, 2, 1. Yeah, that's happening on Monday. Right there. Oh, it is so good. That's yumminess. All right, let's take a look at the weather for this Monday morning, first day of March break. How cool is that? Thank you to Crystal Ridge Dream Center for being our 2025-26 nonprofit faith-based organization serving men, women, seniors, young adults, children, single moms, meals, love, hope, and providing programs for all of them. They have after-school programs. In fact, the kids, I got confirmation yesterday, the kids are there this afternoon at Crystal Ridge Dream Center after 3 for games and activities that will keep them entertained. And I think they're getting pizza today. Don't quote me on that, but that's the buzzword I heard. And I went, pizza? Hello? After 3? Absolutely. So keep in mind that, they're doing what many of us can't, and that is changing lives one at a time in the Niagara region. And especially in these times, they feed meals out the door Tuesdays and Fridays. I don't know if that's going this week, but I will let you know tomorrow. I'll be getting an update from the Crystal Ridge Dream Center. So in times when community support is crucial, Crystal Ridge Dream Center shines as a beacon of compassion and transformation, located at 385 Derby Road, right in the heart of Crystal Beach. And they're serving all walks of life in the Niagara region. They don't receive any government funding whatsoever. So whatever you can do, whatever is laid on your heart to help them out, gift cards, maybe even taking a look into becoming one of their volunteers. They have over 60 volunteers, and it's still always not enough when more and more and more people are coming in. So thank you for that from the bottom of my heart. You can click on their logo for any of our program partners. The homepage of our website is the biggest drawer in our toolbox, where we've put everything that you would need to connect with us, to like, share, follow, subscribe, ring the notification bell. All those little things that you can do for us help us to grow, reach bigger and bigger audiences, so that we can help people just like you and me that are out there maybe struggling, widowed, they're left on their own to look after their cars and to deal with all of that on top of life as well can be extremely, extremely difficult. Single moms, you name it, the list goes on and on. A family where somebody's lost a job and now they're down to a single income, it gets tight. Tighter than a frog's butt. So let's jump in this morning to our Monday morning weather. And I've already had a little peek. I've been outside. It's actually quite balmy out there today. A high of 59 today for this Monday, first day of the winter break, March break. Overnight low is going to be 27. Looks like some rainy conditions coming in around 11 a.m. Let's check go a little deeper into the research this morning. Precipitation, 0.25 of an inch, possibly of some snows. Not at 59 degrees, I don't think. Rain, 0.05 of an inch. It's 53 currently right now with windy conditions. Wind is making it feel colder, about 38 degrees. Rainy conditions from 11 a.m. till 2 p.m. today, so be careful out there, with snow expected around 6 p.m. So I'm going to remind you, wipers up at the end of the day. Wipers up, because it sounds like we're going to go into an overnight low, and it's going to be 27, which means 32 is what? 32 Fahrenheit is what? 0, freezing temperature. So you're going to be using the wipers late in the day. This is the perfect example for this. Perfect segue. So you're going to be using your wipers for the drive home today. Then you're going to park. Then around 6 o'clock, temperatures are going to drop down to 27 degrees Fahrenheit. Things are going to freeze. The wipers will be frozen to the windshield overnight. And if you forget to turn the wipers off when you get home from your daily drive and get into the car Tuesday morning and turn the key on, bam! That's all you're going to hear. And wipers no go, and it's pay the lady. Exactly. So I'm giving you a heads up on that. This is exactly the weather conditions for that to happen. So today's temperature range, 27 degrees Fahrenheit to 59, and currently feels like 6 to 46. So there you go. That is what I call the wiper system catastrophe lined up perfectly. That's me making that noise. That isn't, I'm fiddling, touching stuff. Anyways, let's jump into our category this morning. And over the next few weeks, instead of giving you a plethora of information, like sucking on a fire hose, I'm going to pick topics and break them down for you. We're going to pull over and park, drill down, unpack, and making it happener for you so that you get a better understanding. And I'm putting the topics I'm covering in order of serious importance. So today kicks that off. So today is the number one most neglected system on every automobile out there. And it doesn't matter if it's 2 years old, 5 years old, or 15 years old and beyond. For some reason, again, I talk about the car game, not card game, the car game, because it is. Because you've got lots of white noise going on and talking heads saying the buzzwords and giving you the fizz when they say maintenance free. I was just reading a jug yesterday, and I decided over the weekend I was going to do a cooling system flush on one of the last things to do as the 97 Jeep TJ Wrangler's going over to the other shop around the corner on the campus here, and we're bringing the 92 Volkswagen Cabriolet. That one seems to be the hot button for many of you out there. Have said, yeah, we want to see you work on that. And there seems to be quite a following on that particular vehicle. 92 Volkswagen Golf Cabriolet Carmen series, made in Germany. It was officially made in Germany, that car, and it was owned and purchased in California. And I'll tell you, when you see that car topside and underneath, wow, that's where you get a vehicle from. Absolutely. Absolutely. So we're going to be working on that, but I thought I'm going to kick off today's program talking about cooling system, unreal expectations. That's what we're going to unpack this morning. And I was reading one of the jugs of pre-mixed coolant that I have in the shop, and I you know what? I guarantee that all of you do not stop and read the jug of antifreeze when you go and pick some up. Yeah, I guarantee you don't read the small print on the label on the back, because that's where the hidden information is. Yes, that's where the truth is. In very small print, the manufacturer gives a disclaimer that throws you under the bus. Yes, it's right there in writing, in black and white. And lots of gobbledygook on the back of the label of a bottle of antifreeze. And there's several different types out there. Color, it doesn't really matter until you get into European cars. It's just it's a marketing gimmick that's working very well for them. Is there's the yellow, there's the orange, there's the blue, there's the green, and then the label has on it foreign cars, domestic cars. It's all a bunch of marketing. Yeah, except for when you get into European cars. And I can speak for that because we do have a couple of European cars that gets us into the European car shows in the summer, because you cannot show up with a domestic ride. No muscle cars, no hot rods, no pickup trucks. You cannot enter. They will not let you register. So, yeah, we have to treat them different. And I say that to all of you. If you have European cars, domestic automotive technicians do not understand the European cars. You need a European tech to work on them. Otherwise, it's going to turn into a freak show for you. Well, there's two ways to own a car. Did you know that? Two ways. Here it is, brothers and sisters. Living in the unknown or living in the know. One creates stress and the other gives you freedom. This is the lane that I've been carving out and have been carving out for over 40 plus years. So I'm not a big shot. I'm just a little shot that just keeps shooting. I'm in your corner playing this car game. I played the car game in my own shop for 11 years till I had health issues that took me out of the shop for quite a while to get back to being able to walk again pretty much and drive. But yeah, hallelujah for that. I am doing extremely well. Yeah, I don't do that stupid stuff anymore, like lifting a small block Chevy out of the trunk of my car by myself. Yeah, that's what kind of started it. And then a roll of carpet took me out. So I went from there into a dealership on purpose. I wanted to find out the politicking, how the consumer is dealt with at the counter, in the service bays, in the sales department, even the parts department and cleanup department. And my eyes got opened wide, let me tell you. That I'll share that story for another day. But there are two ways for you to own a car. Either living in the unknown. What am I talking about there? That means living with blinders on and just hoping every day the car starts and the service light doesn't come on and you don't hear anything rattling or leaking more fluids than the car has. It's better to be in the know, because that's where I can help you and you can save money. We're putting together a page right now on our website so that all of you can grab hold of one of our Car Connection fleet maintenance systems. And it is so easy. When you receive it, you will go, well, that was easy. Exactly. So on the profile page for the Car Connection fleet maintenance system, you'll be able to see everything you get in the kit, a full write-up on what it is, how it was designed, how it works for you, and how simply put forward you will be in the know on your vehicle as far as repairs and service and maintenance goes. That's money in your pocket. Yeah, money in your pocket. But this is where you come in. You have to decide, do you want to live in the unknown? You don't know what's going on with your vehicle or about to happen to your vehicle ahead of time? Or do you want to be living in the know? One creates stress. That's the living in the unknown. You don't know what you don't know. That's why you don't have, because if you knew it, you knew you'd have it, and to know it and not do it means you never knew it in the first place. Living in the know and following a maintenance plan is going to reduce stress financially and vehicle-wise, because you're always going to be on top of it. I like to call it the shopping list, because everything is written down for you. If you can read and make a check mark, you're all in. That's all you need to know. I've done the rest for you. So with our Car Connection fleet maintenance system, it's like having me with you, but I'm not there. That's right. I'm not the droid you're looking for. So we're putting that together as we speak, because here's another question, and I'm going to continually to harp on about it, because for those of you who are kind of on the fence, you don't want to be making payments, you're tired of having to work all that extra time to pay for a car and pay for interest. You don't have to do that. You don't. It's a choice. It is really a choice. How long would your car last if you actually followed a proper maintenance plan? And this is going to segue right into the number one area on all vehicles out there that puts the vehicle into the wrecking yard every single time. And I'm going to give you a factual story that I talked a bit about on Saturday on our Q&A to back that up. And you're going to see what I mean. I'm going to unpack it for you, and it might make your head twitch a little bit. And that's a good thing. We built a laminated, reusable Car Connection fleet maintenance system that makes it super simple for you to go from the unknown with your vehicle into the know. Going from being stressed out with your automobile and how to pay for the repairs, because they can sneak up on you. A lot of $200 maintenance items go undiscovered, the unknown, and they turn quickly into a $5,000 repair. Just imagine this week, and I'm not cursing you or anything on this. Imagine Thursday this week, your car down. The text calling you and going, it's worse than I thought. Had you come in and we would have caught that coolant leaking, you wouldn't overheated the engine. Now you got a head gasket problem. And it may be deeper than that. We won't know until we tear the engine down. What's that going to cost? That's the first thing you're going to say. If I had a nickel for every time someone said that, and I had to tell them that at the shop and go, you really needed to get this thing in sooner than later, because it's gone from not too big a problem to a catastrophic problem. What's that going to cost? So first thing you say at the service desk, well, it's going to be more than $1, but less than $1 million. I don't know until I get it apart, is what I have to tell you. Minimum, you're looking at an 8-hour day to tear it apart. So 8 hours at whatever the shop rate is, that's your diagnostic time to determine what exactly happened and how bad is the engine hurt. That's what you got to know. That's being in the know. But if you were keeping an eye, you were already in the know that something was going on and you're topping the coolant up. All right, with that, let's shift gears. We're going to head right over into my title this morning, Unreal Expectations. Unreal Expectations. And I'm not here to scare you or fear tactics or anything like that. This is reality. If you want to give longevity to your vehicle's engine, transmission, and its driveline, and you want to keep that vehicle as long as you can possibly keep it going, this is the right channel for you, because I know how to do it. I do it myself. on my own vehicles. I don't drive any junk. I don't have to. I take care of it. Why? I'm not getting into car payments anymore. I'm done. I am so over that. Yeah, I can't even see the taillights. That's how far away it is. No, I will not do it. I'd rather go to Coolant and pick one of those in there and bring it back to life. Because then I'm only fixing it and paying for it, making one payment to bring it back to life. Now I just bought myself a car, probably for less than $5,000. Yeah, that's right. Many of the $500 cars that I picked up off of people was because the head gasket was gone. It was spitting out oil or coolant or both. Something major had gone wrong with it and people won't fix it. And that's why a lot of really good-looking vehicles are stacking up at the Coolant yards. Nobody's going in to pull the parts. You can make a really good vehicle from some quality used parts you pull off yourself and build it back. That's what you're going to see with the 97 Jeep TJ Wrangler. Wait till you see the final episode where all I'm going to talk about is numbers. Numbers. Because many of you have already stated in an email or a communication through one of the connections we have, Instagram, Facebook, Stevensvilleontheweb.ca, or even our podcast. Oh, he must have spent a fortune on that. Really? Is that what you think? Good. I want you to think that. That is the whole reason for that entire series. That entire series is going to be turned into an evergreen series. What does that mean? That means it's going to be searched for decades on the interwebs. And they're going to be able to watch those videos from start to finish. And you're going to be absolutely rolled over, all of you, how much it cost to bring that thing out of the wrecking yard, save it from the crusher, and bring it back to life. And it's coming out of the shop tomorrow morning, and it's going to be out until I do the welding on the floor. I want to do that outside. I don't like doing a lot of welding in the shop, so I'm going to do that outside in front of the shop. And again, I'll show you the finished component when it's done to fix it all up. And I'm not no professional at welding or sheet metal or anything, but I can do it. I don't always like it, but I can do it. But I segue into the very first couple of videos of our 97 Jeep TJ Wrangler Sport. That is now a reliable, safe, long life, if you choose to continue to take care of it, vehicle. It is. It's back to life. It's healthy. Everything is done. It wasn't a restoration. It was a rescue. That was doing the things that have been neglected. And so what finally killed that 97 Jeep TJ Wrangler? Cooling system failure. That's what took it out. The engine liquid locked. The cooling system was definitely failing, and there would have been all kinds of telltale signs. Loss of heat in the vehicle. Wouldn't have been any heat. It would come and go. Coolant's missing, but it's not coming out and onto the driveway. Where's it going? Your neighbor's not borrowing a cup of coolant, let me tell you. They ignored it. The engine would have started running hot and possibly lack of power. But they didn't clue in, or if they did, they were driving the thing until they killed it. And what finally killed it was when the head gasket completely decayed and blew open between two cylinders. The coolant rushed in like Niagara Falls while the engine was at highway speed. So it was clipping down the road. And how do I know all this? Well, you'll have to watch that series of videos because I show you and I walk you through, showing you the pistons and how the engine failed. The engine tried to compress liquids in cylinders number 1 and 2 and it blew itself to pieces. Done. Over. The pressure got so high in the cooling system on that little Jeep that it blew the upper radiator hose connection to the radiator clean off. Clean off. Took it right off the radiator. That's how high the pressure got from exhaust gases backing up into the cooling system. It overpressurized the cooling system, and that's when the whole engine let go. So you have to watch those videos because that's what put it in the wrecking yard. Killed the engine. And it was beyond having it fixed. And that's what put us behind 6 months at that point. We were trying to get it done within a year, but we spent 6 months looking for an engine. And through contacts and networking and some Jeepsters, my good friend John, who is a firefighter in St. Catharines, shoots me a note. He goes, you got to connect with this guy. He's in Toronto. He's working on his own Jeep. He's got a Jeep for parts, and it's got the engine in it you need. And I connected with the fella, nice fella, and that's how we got the engine. And then we got it back to the shop, and it was low mileage. We went through it, and it proved itself. It was very low mileage. So now we're going to talk about the cooling system, because that is the area where when it lets go, and it's catastrophic, and it will be, you're going to be faced with a $5,000 repair very, very quickly and very, very easily. It's going to escalate. And when the cooling system is neglected and you have an automatic transmission, you're actually cooking the transmission at the same time. So you're doing double duty. You ignore the cooling system on the engine when your transmission's motor oil relies on the cooling system to get that oil cooled down. So your transmission's running at the temperature it should. So if your cooling system on the engine is failing, you're killing your automatic transmission at the same time. This is what you have to understand, is that if you neglect one area on a vehicle, it's going to affect another area. And cooling system, it's catastrophic. That's how Skippy and I, when we went last July to go harvest parts for her van of white, we had 52 or 57 minivans to choose from. You hearing me? Like, we can't remember the list. When she printed it out, she goes, here's your list, and it gives you the aisle number and section number here. There's about 50, she said 50 some odd, and I think Skippy said it was like 52 or 57 minivans we got to pick from. And they weren't all rotted out, none of them. They weren't in there because they were rusted out and you could climb into those minivans with the doors all closed. No. Engine transmission failure. Engine transmission failure. Next one, engine transmission failure. How does that happen? It's because of the unknown. There's two ways to own a car. Living in the unknown or living in the know. You neglect your vehicle's cooling system, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. I can tell you that right now. It's a matter of when. You're not driving. There isn't anyone out there on the roadway. I want to tell you this. There's not one person out there on the highway moving a vehicle to A and B, back and forth to work, that doesn't need maintenance. Not one. Not one single ride. It's a piece of equipment. That's the way you have to view it. It's not just a car. Could you go without your car for 2 months? 3 months? 4 months? Yeah, then it starts to get a little hairy-carry around the house. I ain't going in there. I'm throwing in a cabbage first. If it comes out coleslaw, I'm running for my life. That's for sure. It all begins with your vehicle's cooling system. And I would highly recommend that if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, that's where you're going to pick up all the basic fundamentals. about owning and operating an automobile, and it doesn't matter what age, what size, what color, whether you're young or old, widowed, single moms, the more you learn about the basics, the less stress you're going to have owning an automobile. Less stress. A lot less stress than your neighbor that doesn't care. I have people going, "Oh, I don't care. I don't bother checking the fluids or anything. I don't bother. I'll just go and get another one." Well, hey, God bless you. You got the money to be able to do that. Just throw it away. Pitch it my direction. I'll take that baby in and redo it. So on the bottle of a coolant jug, it's telling me that I have in the shop here, and we've got videos on this, how to test what we're testing for and what the results are and what's good and what's not. We did, Skippy and I did videos back in probably the first dozen or so. You'll find one on antifreeze and testing it. And you're going to be shocked about that too, what we found in brand spanking new bottles of antifreeze, how they test it out. And more than we thought failed right from the store. Failed the tests. So how many of you are going to take a jug of antifreeze home and test it before you even use it? You're just taking it for granted that they're telling you the truth. Now I'm going to unpack that for you. I look at two brand new jugs of antifreeze that says they're good. Their antifreeze is good for 225,000 to 270,000 kilometers or 7 years. Okay, so now I'm gonna unpack that for you. On the back of the bottle, it says that you should have the system maintained on a regular basis. So there's their back door. They're not really warranting their antifreeze for 225,000, 270,000 kilometers. They're hoping you don't read the entire label like I do and catch the catch. So if something happens and you got their coolant in there and you haven't been maintaining your cooling system, they're not giving you a warranty. They're not giving you a 7-year warranty. They're not warranting their coolant for 7 years. Because unless you have the paperwork 100%, I's dotted, T's crossed, that's their back door, baby. You blow a head gasket like that little 97 TJ did, you're on your own. You're on your own. And I'm going to wrap today's program up with a real thinker for you that is tied in with cooling system failure. And you're on your own. They're going to hang you out to dry. That's the catch. Buy our antifreeze. It's good for 7 years, 225,000 to 270,000 K. This fella, that ain't going to be in my vehicle for that long. 24 months, gush and flush. It's out of there because it turns acidic. And then it eats head gaskets. It eats cylinder heads. It starts to corrode things and erode. My suggestion, it's even on my car connection fleet maintenance system, flushing the cooling system every 24 months. Because that 225,000 kilometer antifreeze came out in 1992 for the first time. And we saw exactly the same thing happening then as what we're seeing now with it. It looks good, smells good, and it tests really bad. The pH balance and the alkalinity acid corrosion level goes right off the chart. This stuff turns into a very toxic liquid in your vehicle's cooling system. You can use it. I don't. I won't use it. I don't want it around my vehicles at all. Because you know what? I don't like tearing engines down just because somebody's product caused my vehicle to fail. So we saw this long life coolant back in 1992 in the shop. and it was causing engine failures, cooling system failures back then. Do you think they changed the way they blend it? No, the way they market it is brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant because they're reaching into your mind. Oh, I put this in. I'm good for 7 years. No, you're not. You got to read the whole label, folks. Here's the other kicker. That bottle I was reading last night says it's good for 7 years, and it was manufactured. You ready for it? Here it is. This is the coup de grace. That jug of antifreeze was manufactured in 2022. What year are we in right now? 26. How many years have gone by? 4. How old's that antifreeze? It's 4 years old, folks. It's already 4 years old. It has a date due time. So it's well over, if it lasts 7 years, it's well over, and you're paying full pop for a jug that's already 4 years old. Are you catching on? The car game, folks. The car game. And if you read the jug and it's mixed 50-50, oh, we've mixed it already for you so you don't have to. You're paying big money for half a jug of product, and the other half is distilled water. Could you not take a jug home, if it was laundry detergent and it's concentrated, put your own water in it? I mix my own product. I have jugs that are marked at the halfway mark, so I move half concentrated antifreeze over into one jug, and then I use my filtered water to top both jugs off. Now I have how many jugs of antifreeze? 2. I have 8 liters instead of 2 liters of blended antifreeze with water. Fabulous freaking marketing strategy, whoever came up with that. Oh, we've pre-mixed it for you. It's 50-50, and it says right on the label, ready to go. That might be convenient for many people, but I'll tell you what, I know you're not dumber than a stick. You could take that jug, split it in half, and mix it with distilled water, bottled water, or filtered water, because you can't use tap water to blend it, and turn that into 2 jugs instead of paying big bucks for one jug that's half water. I hope you're cluing into the car game. And it's not going to last 225,000 to 270,000 K without something happening to your vehicle's cooling system that's going to be catastrophic. Now, this is where I'm going to wrap this thing up. We'll come back to cooling system again another time, and I will break down how that kills your automatic transmission, because it's all connected. You know that song, the leg bone's connected to the knee bone, and I won't finish that for you, but you can work on that. It's an earworm. Thank you to City Auto Sales and Leasing. Earl and Louise Grant are a fantastic car couple. They've been around in the car business for 20 plus years. They're known as the Greater Toronto Area's premier pre-owned auto store. They sell no junk there. In-house leasing and financing available. They do carry a large inventory under roof and outside on the lot. Low mileage, quality vehicles at fair prices. It's worth your drive to go and meet Earl and Louise Grant at City Auto Sales and Leasing. Why? Because you'll be treated with honesty and integrity, nothing less, and you'll be able to buy with confidence. That's the place to go. It's the second largest purchase you're ever going to make. Why not make it with a couple that cares all about you? They care about you. So if you're getting in over your head with a vehicle, Louise is going to talk to you about that and give you some suggestions. You got a new family waiting for you and a safe place where you can buy a vehicle. If they don't have what you're looking for, let them know what's on your heart, what would work for you and your family. They have the resources, 20 years of resources to find that vehicle for you. Okay, so Saturday on Q&A, and remember, Fridays are fun Fridays. We just get on the air and we talk about cars. If you have a topic you'd like me to cover, send me an email. You can get to me through our website at carconnectionbusinessnetwork.com. I put all the contacting information in every description on our YouTube videos and on our podcasts. And I want to mention this. Don't just skim over the description of a YouTube video or a podcast. Why? Because I put a lot of nuggets in there I don't even talk about on the air in most cases. So you can collect a lot of information. I spend the time to put together a really good breakdown and description of each video and each podcast for you so that you can come away with a lot more tips and tricks on how to keep your vehicle happy and healthy for a long, long time. So I was doing some research, which is what I generally do every day throughout the week, is seeing how's it going out there for the guys North America wide in the automotive service base. And there's one particular tech, and I'll even put a plug in for him because the guy, he's really good. He's called Maine Automotive. I think it's East Maine Automotive. And he's out in Maine. And I'll tell you, the cars rot out there. 5 years, they're done. I mean, they're done. The cross members rot completely out. The cars just, they fall apart out there. He was working on a 2024 Chevy Trax. And customers saying that it was running rough and then some smoke. And this thing has 70,000 miles on it. They bought it brand new. And I watched him diag that with the camera down in the cylinder. And it was a little bit tricky, but he finally, with putting the cooling system under pressure and rotating the engine over, could discover what was going on. And it wasn't good. Coolant going into the cylinders. That's what killed that Jeep TJ. Coolant entering the cylinders of the engine, liquid locks it, it's over. That engine is going to literally explode and it's not fixable, period. The engine will be beyond repair. So that's got the little 3-cylinder engine in there, which came out in the early 90s in the Pontiac Firefly. It had a 1-liter engine. So this thing now has either a head gasket issue or a cracked cylinder head at 70,000 miles, no warranty. The car's 2 years old. Do the math. 225,000 kilometers to 275,000 kilometers, or 7 years that antifreeze is good for. That will have the long life antifreeze in it. How old is it? 2 years old. Back in 1992, we saw vehicles 2 years old. Head gasket issues. Coolant in the engine. Intake gaskets letting go while on the highway, filling the engine up with antifreeze, and kaboom. That was 1992 to 95. And that's when us techs are going, that long life antifreeze is nothing but a bucket full of crap with a K. That car's 2 years old. They're still making payments on it, and they can't afford to fix it. It's coming out of their pocket. Now, I read online in the U.S. there's a class action suit building against GM for that. But that doesn't get your car back out on the road. That's where I'm going. These people now have a car they're making payments on. They can't drop the insurance because they're making payments on it. They're in partnership with the bank, and they don't have the money to have the engine torn down, find out exactly how bad the damage is, and it's a pattern failure. There you go. It's not a one-off problem. There's a class action suit building against GM for this failure because they're not covering it. They're not covering it. The car's out of warranty. Done. I'd really like to help you, but we can't. Yeah, that's customer service for you. So now their cooling system has failed, And it will have the long life antifreeze in there. And I'd love to get a little sample and be able to test that and just see what's the acid corrosion level, pH balance, and alkalinity, because I guarantee you it'll be right off the stinking chart. It will. And so it damaged the head gasket. It ate it. So I feel so bad for them. If they were in my neighborhood, I'd say, you know what? You'd buy the gasket set. I'll tear it down and put it back together for you. I would do it. And that's exactly what we want to be able to do with our YouTube channel and everything we're involved with, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, iHeartRadio, is to be able to get monetized enough that, you know what, I could say to that person, I could do it for you. And it won't cost you anything. Let us shoot the video. And in this particular case where we're not monetized, if that vehicle came in, I'd say you pay for the gasket set, we'll do the labor and teach other folks with the videos that this is what you've got to avoid. So my heart goes out to them, and I've been thinking about it all stinking weekend because this is the game, folks. That's the game. It's out of warranty. It's 2 years old. Sorry, we can't help you. And it's got that, it'll have the long life antifreeze in there. It's maintenance free, my friends. You don't have to do a stinking thing to the vehicle's cooling system for 7 whole years. 2 years old. This is the garbage that's out there. And you have got to become a prosumer, not a consumer. You got to be sharper than the cat. Exactly. And this is a prime example of what I'm talking about this morning. Unreal expectations. That's what they're selling you. Planned obsolescence. They don't want you fixing that. These poor people, they don't have the money to have that engine torn down, fixed, and put back together. And, you know, nobody's going to walk up to them and pay that car off for them. They're going to have to pay it off and save to get it fixed. And it's a pattern failure. We saw all this happening in our service bays back in 1992. Same darn thing. Yep. It's pathetic. It really is pathetic. You know, you're far better off. In this particular tech, this was his closing statement, and I respect the guy because he is really good. He's just a mom and pop shop, but he's really, really good. He said this: quality cars versus affordable. That's exactly what the people bought. 2024 Chevy Trax, under 20 grand, quality cars versus affordable cars. Older is better and reliable. I leave you with that. He's spot on. He's dead nuts. Right on the nail. He hit it right on the nail, and I actually stood up at my desk and I said, bravo, you just said the quiet part. Older is better and reliable. That 1997 Jeep TJ Wrangler, we're going to shoot a couple of very short videos today. A couple of things I ended up fixing. Another brand new part. Didn't even get the Jeep out the door. You got to see that one. But I fixed it, and it's fixed for good. I fixed a manufacturer's defect, and I'm going to make that kit available to all the Jeep owners that have a Jeep from 1997 and manual transmission from 1997 to 2006. I've got the fix. I created the fix in the shop and put it on that Jeep, and now that problem will not be in the back of my mind. So another brand new part right out of the box. Didn't even get the Jeep out of the workshop door, and it broke. And then it broke a second time. So, till tomorrow, thanks for spending time with us today. And don't forget to like, share, follow, subscribe. I know many of you are enjoying the videos, but you're not subscribed. 93%, I watch the analytics. 93% of you are enjoying the videos, but you're not subscribed. Help us out, because that's how you can help us get bigger, and we could take care of that problem on that 2024 Chevy Trax for somebody and say, you know what, don't sweat it. We got this. We can do this and get you back out on the road. Thank you to Niagara Block, the Grimo family at 5000 Montrose Road in Niagara Falls. They have been building Canada since 1931 with building supplies and contracting materials, hardscape, landscaping materials to make that backyard outdoor space absolutely outstanding for you to share with your family, your friends, your circle of friends, your peeps, or just hang out and be. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning for another edition of Motormouth's Morning Drive. That's right. We'll see you then. And remember, happy, healthy motoring, but peace, patience, and kindness. Love y'all. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.